Hello friends, I'm Dr. Renee Harmon. I'm the author of Surfing the Waves of Alzheimer's. It's a memoir about my husband Harvey and his time with younger onset Alzheimer's disease. And today I'm going to be talking about time. Most of us seem to be geared to one of three time orientations: the past, the present, or the future. They're all important, of course, but our personalities seem to be drawn to one mode over the other. Sit for a moment and see if you can readily discern which is your preferred orientation. They're all good. There's nothing bad about one or the other. We just don't want to fixate on one at the expense of the others. A healthy balance is probably ideal. If we don't acknowledge the past, we can't learn from it. And if we live only in the here and now, we fail to plan and dream for the future. Hiking is a good illustration for me. I like to plan ahead. I like to plan my hikes. And when I'm hiking, that is definitely a present mind activity for me. And when I review my photographs and perhaps journal and write about it, it is a way for me to remind myself what I experienced. So when I'm hiking, that is absolutely a present mind thing. I have to watch my feet closely, especially if I'm on an uneven terrain, right? And that's when I can spot those mushrooms that I talked about last week, or tiny flowers, or interesting rocks, sometimes an animal. This is my present brain. But when I'm hiking, I still have to look ahead and see what's coming on the trail ahead to plan for obstacles. And I like to turn around and look behind me to see where I have been, especially if I've come down a steep hill or up a steep hill. It gives me perspective of where I've been. I found myself in a dense cloud one day on a hike in Tennessee. It was misty and drizzling and this heavy fog, and the trail was actually more of a stream bed than a trail. And because of the drizzle, there was running water in the trail. And I had to really watch my feet to plant it on a solid rock or solid ground. Well, the trail ended at a meadow with a view, but the fog was so dense I could see neither. I was supposed to pick up another trail, and through this dense fog, I skirted the periphery of the meadow looking for a trail marker, but I could never find it. So I gave up on that future, turned around, and went back down the stream bed. But I learned from that experience and planned my next hike in better accord with the weather. So in my daily life, I tend to prefer living in the present, attending to what's happening. When Harvey was alive with Alzheimer's disease, he absolutely had to live in the present. That was all that he had. And I learned to even more live in the present, attending to what was happening right then, taking care of the things that needed to happen. Because of my propensity to look to the future, though, that afforded me the ability to look at possible scenarios that might come our way and plan for them. I didn't much like to look in the past. It just made me too sad. And only after his passing was I really able to take stock of all that we had gone through. And even today, I prefer to stay in the present moment, like when I'm playing with my granddaughter. I don't make plans. I just am playing. And I still, by writing the memoir and by writing these blog posts, I'm able to remind myself of everything that I have been through. But the future seems to be gently calling me forward to new things. I just don't yet know to what it's calling. But I'm trying to listen. Thank you. Be well and keep your balance.